Hi all, welcome to Crypto Charts and our early morning recap. Now 3 a.m. in the US, anywhere between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. European time or Mid-Eastern time. Jerusalem time, it's 10 a.m. and 22 minutes. So basically, if we're talking about volumes in the crypto markets or news or important news in the crypto markets, we know that this is not the right time. Obviously, the US markets will open in about 6-7 hours. Volume usually picks up in crypto after 8 a.m. US time, so it's still 5 hours away. Having said that, there are traders obviously in the Middle East, traders in Europe. For those that are now waking up or looking for trades, let's review. Start first with the heat map, which will give us a clue what's going on. Obviously, you can see a sea of green. This is a good thing. And out of this sea of green, let's pinpoint who's standing out right now. So we have obviously Binance standing out up to more than 2%, while Bitcoin, which is basically our benchmark, is at nearly zero. Ethereum is up 1%. Ripple is not doing anything. Chainlink, nothing. Tron up 1%. Dogecoin up 1%. Cardano up 1%. So basically, if we scroll down to the small caps, that's how I call those cryptos that are, really not that important, or not a lot of people are paying attention to them. But sometimes we do pay attention out of two reasons. Either they have a great technical pattern. If we can observe it, keep in mind, this market is trading 24 hours versus 6.5 hours for the US equity market. So it trades 4 times the time. And if we see a big number, like in this case, we see out of this whole bunch of cryptos, one that's really standing out, and that's Zcash. So if I'm looking at this number Zcash, and okay, let's see what's going on with Zcash. I will bring it to my chart, to my main chart, and see how it trades. Okay, so this is the chart of Zcash. Let's go to the 1 hour chart. We want to see the crash of you know what, let's go to the 2 hour chart. Okay, so if we're looking at the 2 hour chart, what do we see here in Zcash? Do we see anything interesting? Do we see a clear support level or a clear resistance level? Do we see any way, shape or form that we can trade it? I mean, I'm seeing one thing, others will see other stuff. For example, what I can see here is this 220 support level. Now it has breached couple of times by nearly 1%, but it looks to me like it is a somewhat reliable, again, round number, a round number tested, albeit not a lot of times, but definitely a support level. How valid is this support level? Not very valid, because it was tested actually maybe a couple of times. It was actually breached a couple of times. Again, can we trust this micro, let's call it micro crypto, to deliver good technicalities? Not really. Having said that, it's volatile. Something is going on. I'm trying to read in the news if there's anything special about it. Why Zcash price is up today? The symbol is ZEC, ZEC. So let's read the article together, just to make a point. That's from the article is from CoinMarketCap. Why the Zcash price is up today? Blah blah blah. One of the long-standing privacy-focused cryptocurrency is back in focus after jumping in a single day. A top analyst predicts, a top analyst, which one I don't know, predicts that ZEC could still have much bigger gains ahead, possibly hitting a massive, okay, whatever. Key reasons. One of the main reasons behind the surge is the final reminder from the cash team for coin holders to move their ZEC into their orchard pool or refresh their notes before August. That was a long time ago. Okay, I don't get anything from this article, but nevertheless we are technical traders. Let's look at the chart. Let's look at the 30-minute chart and see if we can trust any move. If you remember yesterday, we talked about this move. Let me point it out. This higher lows move that was driven by obviously algo buying. So at one point it broke, brought the price down to 225. Now 225, and now I'm talking real something that's interesting. Take a look at this support level here at 225. Now, can you buy at 225 and risk a reasonable amount? And what is a reasonable amount? It varies from trader to trader. For some, a reasonable amount will be 5%. For others, it will be 10%. It all also needs to line up with the reward. So if the reward is the move from 220 to 270, 220 to 270 is roughly 20%. So 220, it means 240 to 60, nearly 25%. So this move, this is a very volatile asset or crypto asset. So if you risk 5% to get 25%, it makes sense. Now, again, looking at the price action here, what is the time frame where you can post an entry at 225, and which is obviously what happened? You can see that the move higher started with some volume at 225. It happened more than 3 hours ago while most of us were sleeping. Is this an asset that's being driven by Chinese traders, Japanese, Australians, or just pure algos? I don't know. Anyway, I'm making a point that if there was a good entry for a long in ZEC, which is Zcash, the entry should have been sorry, let me draw it again. This level, 225 level. Give or take, using a stop under 220 or maybe a 217. Again, this is a high risk relatively to the rest of the crypto market. Very good mover. Spreads are in play here. Poor liquidity, I'm guessing. I mean, the turnover over the last 24 hours was $167 million, which is, compared to the leading cryptos, very, very poor. I don't have the number of how big the market cap for Zcash is in front of me. I'm not gonna start searching for it right now, but yeah, let's not waste time on that. So again, I'm pinpointing technicalities and reasons for me to move from markets and watch lists to a real trade. So again, going back, hold on a second. Going back to the crypto heat map, that's how I'm trying to locate a trade. Okay, maybe the next trade will be in Uniswap or in Avalanche, but right now, being that I'm looking at maybe 30 to 40 here, you want to go and look for the one that may be above, maybe a better mover. Let's take a look at Binance Coin, at Binance. Okay, so this is the 30-minute chart. Let me clean out this. Okay, and this is how it looks. One of the few cryptos actually that managed to reverse and deliver gains after last Friday's crash. I think that by now it's kind of priced in. We are 6 days away from that particular unexpected move, and you can see that this crypto Binance Bitcoin recovered, and basically it's now moving sideways again. If you are a long trader, okay, you should look for the support levels. This is the best areas to buy when the market is not very volatile versus buying breakouts. For example, this 1240 breakout, you can see it totally failed. Now, if you buy at support, what the good thing about buying at support, that you're buying on very little risk. You buy at no momentum, because if there was momentum, the price is when there is momentum, the price is shooting up, and there is a lot of volume. Therefore, the risk increases. Now, when you're buying at support, the good thing is that you have very little risk. The bad thing is that you don't have any momentum. Otherwise, the price won't hit support. So again, if we're looking back at BNB, let's take a look at the real price action. Hold on a second. Let's take a look at 1140. Let's take a look at this in 1140, and now why 1140? Because it's kind of a tested level over the last 24 hours, maybe a little bit more than 24 hours. Now, can we buy it at 1140? No, we cannot. The price is now 1180. So if you do want to buy it with 1140, and you don't want to, and you cannot sit in front of the charts 24 hours, or maybe 48 hours, or whatever, you can use a limit order. Now, I posted plenty of trades with limit orders and then a stop loss. So that's the only way to catch the move. If there is going to be a retreat to, let's say, 1150 or 1145, you can catch the move. The drawback of this move is that you basically let's see the technical pattern that's building here. So the technical pattern that's building here is kind of a reverse cup and handle breakdown. So the question is, will 1140 hold? If it doesn't hold, you need to exit the trade, let's say, under 1140. So if you're buying at 1150, you'll have a $10 risk on this trade, which is roughly how much is it? Is $10, roughly 1%. Is it 1%? Yeah, it is 1%. If you buy at 1150, stop loss is 1140. The risk will be 1%, which is not a lot of risk. Okay. Having said that, the drawback, like I said before, is this potential reverse cup and handle breakdown. Now, again, most of us, including me, were looking at cryptos in a positive way, despite what happened last Friday. Still, we're looking at in a positive way. Why? Because the overall trend is clearly higher. And actually, BNB reached all-time highs just a couple of days ago. So, do we have any evidence that there is a reversal in the market and we're looking at a bearish market? Not yet, despite what happened again on Friday. So again, for long traders, let's sum things up and be really blunt and simple and coherent. Looking for a long, reasonable trade will be a limit order at 1150, and I will post this trade. Limit 1150, stop will be, I will add $12, so it's going to be 1138. That's a $12 stop loss, which is 1%, meaning you buy a position of $10,000, you risk a little bit more than 100, you buy a $100,000 position, you risk a little bit more than 1,000. So that's obviously clear. The liquidity here is very good, and shouldn't be a problem with that. Like I said, the problem is that when you're buying on a pullback, you're buying weakness, and you're buying alongside weakness, which is a negative, you're buying very little risk, which is a positive. Now, for those who are looking for the big breakdown, I have to emphasize this looks technically way better for a move down here if this reverse cup and handle pattern holds, continues down, and then you have an 1140 entry and a 1200 stop loss. So that's 6% risk on this trade versus the 1%, which is $10 on the reversal long 1150. All is going to be posted later on our channel. So those are the two options that I see for Bitcoin, for Binance Coin right now. Moving back again to the heat map, trying not to over abuse your time here. We're already running for 16 minutes. Barely covered two potential cryptos, Zcash and the Binance Coin. Again, the idea here is not to overanalyze and see if there is clear stuff, a clear technical pattern, a clear entry, a clear stop loss, very little risk, then we can post the trade. If not, anybody can buy and hold anything, and then you don't need to be in front of the charts, and then it's basically timing is important. Obviously, don't be, and this is a reminder for those who lost their accounts last week, don't be over leveraged. I know there is a lot of potential in leveraging, and the profits can be great if you're over leveraged, but there is no black without white, and white without black, and bad without good, and the other way around. So anywhere you swing it, leverage can be great and can be a killer for your account, and this is what happened, and liquidated thousands, maybe tens of thousands of accounts across the globe last Friday. So I'm gonna round things up with that. Let's go back and analyze Bitcoin, and that will be the end of our morning review. So this is Bitcoin. Again, I'm not going to repeat myself. We're going to a kind of a relaxed stage after the storm last Friday, and you can clearly see the storm, the huge pickup of 10,000% in volume, and you can see the volumes right now, which are zero. Why? It's the European session versus what happened on the liquidation phase of accounts last Friday, US time. Okay, so what we're seeing over the last couple of days is basically one thing. We're moving sideways 90% of the time, and clear resistance on the weekly chart. Highs 116, now 114, and now the highs are hitting 112. Bottom line, we are basically trading lower highs. Not very aggressive, very methodical though, and the lower highs mean that we are obviously moving lower. And again, are we going to drop here and create again this reverse cup and handle phenomenon that will bring down the whole crypto market? I don't know. It remains to be seen. You need to prepare for that though. Those who are long and are still over leveraged, be very careful. Use stop losses. Better that you lose some of your account than the whole account. And I'm not suggesting that Bitcoin will gonna run again on another set of news, but if there are stop losses here in the platform, okay, the lower the price goes, the more volatile and more stops are going to be triggered, and then there's going to be a sell-off. And again, there will be buyers. I mean, I don't know who are the buyers. Obviously, the buyers are those who have the most money. They always make and are not leveraged. Okay, so if you're not leveraged, have a lot of money, it doesn't matter if Bitcoin goes down 20 or 30% and reverses a couple of hours later. You actually better off with this type of moves, because you can buy if your account is algo driven, and this is what happens when you have billions of dollars or hundreds of millions of dollars in Bitcoin. You are doing a better job than most of the other traders, which is the most of the market in terms of accounts, but not a big part of the market in terms of influencing the market. Okay, I hope it was clear. So again, looking for a long play, I'm going to repeat myself. In Bitcoin, you have the stop loss or the support level, 109 round number. This is the support level right now. I'm rounding things up, 109K. This is the support level. Now you can buy at 111. You'll have a 2% risk on the trade. Only 2%. Only 2%. Okay. Is this the right time to buy? Yes, it is. If you are a buyer, this is the right time to buy, because you have very little risk on the trade. Now, is this pattern in Bitcoin supporting longs? No. Is it supporting shorts? I think way more than longs at this point. The overall sentiment is, as you can see, very, very flat. So it's not like anybody is taking advantage of this, and this is what should be a bit worrisome. We moved down in the last week 10% from 122 to 110 roughly. Okay, so is there anybody thinks that this is a cheap entry for Bitcoin? No, you can clearly see there was some buying initiatives 5 days ago, 4 days ago, that moved the price from 110 to 116. That's a 6% move, but this move kind of faded. So that's why I'm talking about this potential reversal, cup and handle, that will bring the price down. How big the move is going to be? I'm not a prophet. I don't know, but it can happen. So anybody that's looking right now for a long trade should be obviously less leveraged and use common sense according to your personal risk, and try to use support levels. Right now, the only one that I see is this 109. Keep in mind, it was tested a couple of 4 or 5 days ago, worked again. I don't know if it's gonna, be if this is the magic support where the buyers are gonna finally come in, and it depends on a lot of technicalities that are building. We may see actually a break that will last a couple of days, and then the overall market will recover. Anyway, I think I'm talking too much about this issue. We covered it so many times this week. We're seeing basically a move sideways that gives cheap entry opportunities long, but the overall trend is not long. Definitely not this week. Okay, guys, I hope it was clear enough. One trade will be the one that I will post in BNB, and which carries very little risk. It will be posted later on today. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. And the next video will be at 4 p.m. Jerusalem time. This is I think also Moscow time, 4 p.m. That's 2 p.m. London, and obviously that's 9 p.m. sorry, 9 a.m. New York. Do like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.